So Black and So Beautiful album playing. Tonight we're going to talk about if you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. However, if you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. Stay tuned. It's your cousin P tonight. Tap into that So Black and So Beautiful album. It's like the shine on your wrist. Sweet as they come give me a kiss. Historical story, time to repent. I had a visit from somebody off the mothership. It's a major event. Catastrophic like the water in Flint. Sounding alarm, I ain't here to convince. Only the warm, watch the weather intense. Swift, nothing was left but the bottomless pit. Tonight's podcast, dear family, podcast 244. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. However, if you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. I hurt my finger last night. Smashed my finger real bad, man, on the box truck. It was ugly. Dear family, it's your cousin P. We playing the So Black, So Beautiful album, man. Y'all go tap into Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, anywhere streaming platforms are. Go pull up SBSB. Ouch. Oh, that's painful. Or SBSB, our cousin P. And check out that album. You can get it from P. I ain't the nigga you see. Tonight's podcast 244, dear family. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. However, if you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. No pants, just killing it. Public announcement, Berkeley had a championship game today. They lost. Berkeley lost today against Berkeley Bombers. I want to salute all them young fellas out there soldiering, man. It was a hell of a fight, a hell of a game. And y'all did y'all thing, man, but you know, just continue to get better, man. And check out, be ready for next year. The album dropped November the 12th on my birthday. Is November the 12th. I was going to throw a big party, but I decided not to do that. I'm just going to do something else for myself. You heard me? I'm tired of spending G's for everybody else to enjoy themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep my money this year, man. Nevertheless, this podcast tonight is titled, If You Focus on Hurt, You Will Continue to Suffer. However, if you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. Very important. We're going to start this podcast in about 3 minutes. We're going to wait till we get to about 30 people. We got 16 people in. Public announcements. Album dropped 11/12 on my birthday. You can get your sea miles at $25 for the sea miles. Jars of sea miles going for $25 at this time. It's last week's sale. If you're looking for So Black and So Beautiful apparel, tap into SoBlackandSoBeautiful.com and get your apparel. What else? I'm headed back to Texas on the 17th. I got 2 shows out there. I'm hooking up with my boy Sweets right now to do something with Dog Pound downtown Oakland. Y'all come check me out November the 14th downtown Oakland. I will be in the building. You heard me? First show. I'm a black brother. If you're looking for heaven, it's the black mother. 5 different businesses, cause I'm a black hustler. Hit the dealership, cashed out green Brussels. Hellcat sitting triple black, big muscles. All my suits stitched cut down to the button. If they hollering 12, nah, we don't trust them. And them jealous ass baby mamas. Tonight's podcast, dear family, if you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. However, if you focus on a lesson, you will continue to grow. Start the podcast in 2 more minutes. Shout out to Berkeley, man. The Berkeley Junior Jackets, man. They was rumbling today, but unfortunately came up short. But shout out to the Berkeley family member. The Fall of America album is out. I'm dropping 5 videos. No, pardon me. I'm dropping 3 videos November the 12th. I'm dropping the Keep the Sneakin' Rich and Cousin P, the Suckers video. I'm dropping Fall of America video. And I'm dropping Cousin P featuring Master P on November the 12th. Y'all check them videos out, man. Sneak peeks. Then on the 20th, I'm dropping the Lil Boosie video. And I'm dropping Tech video. Cousin P featuring Lil Boosie, Cousin P featuring Lil Tech on the 20th. So y'all can check those videos out, man. It's gonna be dope. Run it back. Running. I'm banging some of that So Black and So Beautiful album, man. Y'all better go get that album, man. I just go listen to it free on YouTube. You know, it don't matter. Whatever you listen to, it give me watch hours, watch time, and still pay me. Fall of America. That's the album that's coming out. Fall of America is the album that's coming out. I'm finna start bringing people in. I put away childish things. Reconciliation is in me. I owe you plenty. It's a new beginning, one of many. God is with me in the verse. Say lost forms. I'm a Scorpio. Drug confessions. Lost enough to differentiate a curse from a blessing. Heartaches and headaches, just a powerful lesson. It's some women that I hurt crossing the intersection. Big dreams. Monetary things, love and affection. We're going to open up with prayer, dear family, in a few minutes. It was forward fight. After this song, we gonna go. Tonight's podcast, 244. When you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. If you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. I agree. That's why I believe that the trust is important. And when you have a trust change, when you have trust changes, or your chances are you will endure hurt. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, massive day of judgment. Thee alone do we serve, and thee alone do we seek help. O Allah, guide us all on the right path, the path upon those who have bestowed favors, not upon those whose wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray. O Allah, thank you for Jesus in the gospel, Moses in the Torah, Muhammad for the Holy Quran. Peace and blessings be upon these mighty giants that you raised from among us, yet to guide all of us on the right path. In their righteous and holy names, I greet you all, dear family, in the divine greetings of peace, of Assalamu Alaikum, which means peace be unto you. If Jesus was here, we knew that Jesus only spoke Arabic and he only spoke Hebrew. And if he said peace be unto you, he would say Assalamu Alaikum. In Hebrew, he would say Salam Alaikum, because we know English was not a language when Jesus was on the planet. Remember, America is 237 years old. And Jesus was here a little bit over 2,100 years old. So understand the nature of God. When you understand the nature of Jesus, you understand the nature of God. And if Jesus spoke Arabic and he spoke Hebrew, I'm not talking about an Arab man. I'm talking about the original black man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe. So before there was an Arab, there was a black man. Before there was any other race on our planet, it was a black man and a black woman. And we are the originators of it all. Our original language is Arabic. We're not talking about the Arabs at these corner stores. We created and made them and gave them their wisdom. Remember, we were hit in the head and driven on the western course and buried like shallow bones in the grave, dead to the knowledge of ourselves, robbed of our name, our heritage, our culture, our religion. And although God is called by many names, and there's many religions, and there's many ideologies, we're going to stick with all the prophets of God and all the messengers that came. And that proper name is Allah, meaning all in all. You bring it all under one divine name. If you focus on hurt, you will continue to suffer. However, if you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. What do that mean, dear family? I want to say something very clear to you tonight, dear family. In order to be successful, in order to know, in order to go through to get to, there's a challenging pain or circumstance that you have to go through in life. They say, well, there's no pain, there is no gain. No hard work, no big shirt. Adversity is the key to intelligence. Hurt is the key to success and beauty. When a woman goes through 9 months of challenging obstacles of pain, sickness, misery, and that 9 months of hurting, constantly throwing up, constantly not feeling well, that pain brings forth life. The beauty of pain brings forth a new beginning, a new life, a new understanding, a new perspective. So when we are in relationships and we have a heartbreak, because of disloyalty. Disloyalty brings hurt. Sometimes it brings resentment. Other times it ultimately brings death. But what we have to understand is the lessons from God himself. And this is why Jesus say, submit your will to do the will of God. See, our understanding of pain, our understanding of God is so on a small level that anytime we endure pain, anytime we endure obstacles, we run from it. Pain gives you intelligence. You know what not to do. And this is why we teach our children, even if we teach them how to hit a hammer on a nail, we teaching them where to hit, because if we hit the nail wrong or don't use precise measurement and we hit our hand, it brings pain. And we're like, oh, that was a bad move right there. I didn't calculate that. I didn't measure that properly. I got to do better. See, the pain brings a different intelligence. Quit going so fast. Slow down. Take your time and do it right. I tell people you have to be uncomfortable to be successful. Anything that stays the same eventually dies. Some of you are out there always talking about take me as I am. If I take you as you are, what you have to offer is not good enough. And it shouldn't be good enough for you because you haven't been to the moon. You ain't been to Mars. You don't know how to build a spaceship. You don't know how to build a car. Matter of fact, you don't even know how to build this phone that you talking on. But take you as you are, you lack the understanding of growth and discipline and pain to be successful. And when you become stagnant is that which has no motion. That which is dying, that which is in reverse. When Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that motion represents life and activity. And this is why when you have an accident and they say, and you go to the hospital and you're put in a coma and they say, oh, he's brain dead, meaning there's no activity going. So they declare that as dead. Saying in your life, if you're not moving in your life, if you're not thinking in your life, if you're not enduring pain, reading and making it uncomfortable for yourself, you're not growing. So you, instead of busy living, you really reverse it and busy dying naturally. And you don't even know. You don't even have no idea how God's universe works. The earth is spinning at a rate of 1,037 1/3 miles per hour on its own axis in motion because it brings life. It represents activity. It represents energy, which is transmittable. Talk to me, dear family. If we don't have motion in our life, we cannot sustain this life. The minute we come stagnant in this life, we reverse growth and begin to die. Mentally, morally, spiritually, economically, and then physically. Understand that if you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. In relationships, you focus on the hurt too much, sister. Oh, he did this and it's painful. I've been hurt before. I've been hurt before in a relationship. And it was because I was an arrogant brother, having too much money, thinking I was somebody at a very young age, dictating everything, what you can't do and what you could do. And that sister had enough of that. And when she decided to leave, it was to my own doings because I was acting cocky, putting her out my house, letting her come back. Same thing that women do to the men. That's why when I was a young dude, I vowed I would never live with a woman if my names ain't on the rental rental agreement or the property, because I'd be damned if I let a sister have that much power over me. So ever since I've left my mother's house at 16 years old, everything is mine. My credit cards, I don't need you for nothing. I made it my business to make sure I have motion in my life. So instead of, sister, can you rent me a car? I rent my own car. Sister, can I drive your car? I got plenty cars. And you got to pay your rent? No, I pay mortgages. You see the difference? That's motion in my life, which represents activity. Now, again, some of you guys focus on the pain and the hurt. Oppose. And when you focus on the pain and hurt, you just continue to suffer because you're not doing nothing about it, which the hurt brings you. It allows you to identify who you're dealing with. So, sister, when you hurting from someone's disloyalty or hurting from someone not reciprocating the same love and energy that you give, God, through the lenses of being hurt and dissatisfaction, enables you to see and identify who you dealing with, because some of us make a lot of emotional decisions. Oh, he made me feel good in the beginning. Oh, the sex was good. Oh, he treats me this, he treats me that for the moment. This is why in Islam you're taught to court 1 year to 2 years to identify who you're dealing with before you make that decision, or pain will enter and you will be hurt. But the great thing about hurt, sister, is it allows you to put a different lens, a set of lenses on to identify the man. He ain't no good after all. I didn't even see that coming. It's because you're moving too damn fast. Slow down. Slow down and identify what you're dealing with. But don't dwell on the pain, because the pain consumes you in a way where I feel lonely. Sometimes God puts you in a lonely spot to reevaluate yourself, to recondition yourself, to re-educate yourself. You know, when we go to jail, if you ever been to prison or jail, anybody would tell you that jail is a very boring place. Very, very boring. And then you say, I don't wish this on my worst enemy, because of the psychological damage that's being done in a prison cell. God uses, he said, in all bad, there's some good. So the loneliness, when you're in your prison cell, you become a thinker. Not only a thinker, but a critical thinker. You begin to educate yourself. You begin to read and enhance your spelling, your writing. You begin to see people for what they are, opposed to what they wanted you to see them as. You are able to identify certain things even more sharper with the lens God has given you through being lonely. So all God doing is recreating you, enhancing you. It's time to learn, but he has to humble you and set you down. So don't let the pain or the loneliness affect you. I have a podcast called Self-Check Reality Check. Go to my YouTube channel and check it out. It talks about self-check yourself. Things you need to get in. Is your health together? Is your teeth together? Do you got rotten teeth in your mouth? Do you need to go get a cleansing? Do my breath stink? You checking yourself. You know, how my skin look. You need to change your diet. Is my stomach overlapping my pants? That means let's get to, God is humbling you, but he's using loneliness to check yourself. You steady looking for the man, and you should be looking for self, the God in self. I got to get me right first. Then all what you want is going to come. So God uses loneliness. He uses hurt to make you reevaluate decisions that you have made, to make you reevaluate the life that you live in. But if you allow that hurt or that pain to consume you, you will just suffer in silence and wither away. If you focus on the lesson in the pain, you will continue to grow. I'm going to say that again, then, family. If you focus on the lesson in pain, you will continue to grow. I'm going to start off by the mother of civilization once again. The mother endures 9 months of pain. And she goes through a process with her first child, understanding what to do and how to do it. And so when she gives birth, she said, oh, thank God. But then she gets pregnant again. But the experience from the first child gave her wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which was the lesson on how to carry yourself during birth. Now I know what I'm doing. I know when I feel nauseous, I should lay down. I know when I should stop eating that. Now I know what to do. Now I know when it's time to push, I got to breathe. There's lessons in pain, is my point. There's lessons. I remember it was a time I was in the studio, me, Steady Mob, and Babgate. Sound of Master P at the time, Brother Broski, Time, all of us, we in the studio. And rapping really wasn't my thing. I knew how to do it, but I didn't care nothing about putting no raps together. And I went in there, and I used to be choking on the mic. You know, I start my rap, da-da-da-da, bring me back, da-da-da, bring me back. You know what I'm saying? It was a painful lesson. It was a painful lesson. And so what I did was, you know, I got the rap out the way. It took me damn an hour to do 8 bars during that time, you know what I'm saying? But, I stepped back and I just started to observe and watch more so my delivery could be better, so my breathing could be better, put certain emphasis on, songs. And then I, seen T.I. and who else did I see? Rick Ross and how Biggie and them used to rap. And so what they was doing was I studied from my pain and my misery of the only one getting in the booth and taking hella long to do a verse at that time, 20-something years ago. You know what I'm saying? I studied through that pain and then I got it right. And now it's like, you know what I'm saying? So my point is there's lesson in pain. There's lesson in being hurt. And we all have to evolve in this life. In conclusion, this podcast is titled Podcast 244. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. However, if you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. Sometimes in relationships, women blame men for the misery. Sometimes in relationships, a lot of times in relationships, women blame the man for them not being happy. I want y'all to know that every life suffers from some type of mental illness. Every life, your life, the person's life who you dating, everybody is suffering from some mental issue, subjected to things at a very young age. And they carry that burden and they carry that infection into their adulthood. And I always say, when somebody is affected, it's an infection. And the only way to clear up infections is the doctor give you antibiotics. Well, we all have mental issues. Some of our mothers on drugs, our fathers on drugs. Some of you been raped. Some of you been left on the street. Some of you had to fend for self, do for self at a very young age. All of us had to be grown before we were supposed to be grown. And that mentally challenged us in a lot of areas. I always had the fear of not having, so I'm always producing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm rapping. I also do speaking engagements. If you want to, book your Cousin P. If you need a verse, book your Cousin P. Now that I'm in a trucking business. If you need some loads, book your Cousin P. You get what I'm saying? If you need a haircut, go to Cousin P's shop. You know what I'm saying? I was always in fear of not having, so I put multiple streams of income around me so I wouldn't suffer how I suffered as a child. And that mentally did something to me as a child, not having. So I vowed not to ever be in that, predicament ever again in my life. So mentally, my point is we suffer from something and we bring it into our adulthood. And the man you dating has grew up in an environment that didn't know how to act or treat or produce for a woman. And he only doing what he know, or he only doing what the environment has dictated for him to say, for him to think what he's doing is the right thing to do. Because many of us wasn't raised by men. We was all raised by mothers. And when you fill half of the cup, when you fill a whole cup with a mother, she's emotional. So just imagine an emotional man like an emotional woman. That's not balance. The man and the woman represents balance. And so we endure, or we give our lives to these women, and the women give their lives to these men, hoping in the best interest, because in the beginning it feel good, not knowing living with somebody and dealing with somebody that you never dealt with is going to be a trying obstacle, because you're going to learn things about them or her you never knew. And so forgive those brothers and sisters, and brothers, forgive those women who didn't know better, who thought they was doing the right thing because that's what they was taught, or that's all they knew. I always say a person only levels up to his understanding, but if nobody gave him a different understanding, he can't grow. Majority of the people smoking and drinking all damn day, you can't grow from that. Some people think getting up and the first thing you do is smoking weed is the life. So understand what you're dealing with and understand the psychological mind. You know what I'm saying? I had a sister in my times that loved me genuinely, but due to circumstances in my life, it didn't allow me to do the things that I wanted to do. And that affected her greatly. But she didn't know that she could have actually changed the narrative, but it was because of her behavior, certain things about her that she was affected by. Every time I tried to get on the right track, her affection would affect me, and my affection will affect her, and we could never iron out the differences that we had. And so she blamed me for her not being happy. In reality, I was dissatisfied as well. Sometimes people tolerate situations. They tolerate them, hoping that they get better. And that's just, I think that what we did. And this was, some years ago. But if the sister ever see this, uh, toleration is real. We tolerate things that we care about, things we love, in the hopes of it get better. And unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't. And women deal more emotionally than men, and men deal more logical than women. And because sometimes it's much easier for the man and it's much difficult for the woman finds the man at fault and out of pocket and wrong and discouraged. But the nature of man is to continue to build. And the woman is the nurturer. So, of course, she deals more emotionally with everything. But understand, just understand the two natures. But the common denominator between the two natures, if you willing to reason, if you willing to compromise, if you willing to acknowledge your failures and your faults, things can grow from there. So with that said, dear family, this is podcast 244. If you're focused on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. However, if you're focused on the lesson, you will continue to grow. There's a lesson in hurt. There's a lesson in hurt. It's a lesson, and quit pointing the damn finger. He did this. She did this. Look at yourself and see what you did do, or what you didn't do, or what you could have done better. That's how you reevaluate self-check, reality check self. Because, sisters, you got some damn flaws about yourself you haven't identified. And certain men bring out certain things in women. Certain men bring out all things in women that a woman didn't know existed. You may not, a man may present himself to you in a way where you open up and you getting real freaky with this man that you ain't never got freaky with that man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that man to bring it out. It was this man. You know what I'm saying? So men are able to bring out your weakness. And God allows the human being to bring out your weakness that he may strengthen it. Because when you see, oh man, I failed, I got to get stronger. I'm looking at my body the other day and I say, man, I can't, it's time for me to peel off my car cover. I call it close the car cover, right? And I say, man, I look at me, I feel like I'm way rawer than this. I got to get back on my game. So through the pain, through the disappointment in myself, it make me work harder. So sister, when you see weakness in self, it should make you work harder to say, I shouldn't do that, or that was a bit too much, and use some balance with what you do. Not taking the fault off man, because man is irresponsible as hell, raggedy as hell, and disrespectful as hell. We could be all those things. But nevertheless, reconciliation is the key to success, and God even blessing you with more. That's powerful right there. You have to really reconcile your differences with the people that hurt you, because so many of us has hurt God. How many times you said, God, please just get me out the situation and I ain't gonna do nothing else no more. And I promise you on the Bible and the Holy Quran and this and that and the third, and I'm about my baby. How many times have you told God you wasn't gonna do something that you did? You hurt God. You disappointed God like Adam did. You just hurting his heart. And all these years, he just giving you chances. See, when you able to be like Jesus was, submit your will to do the will of God, and you walk right into the mind of God and become a God. And this is why when you say, Lord Jesus, help me. Lord Jesus, help me, because you see God in Jesus. Not that Jesus created the heavens and earth, but you see God in that man from the scriptures you read. Well, I forgot where I was going with that. God threw my mind out because I was going to get too spiritual for you. But nevertheless, I want to bring that point back. Um, just understanding that you have to be able to reconcile differences, that God may bless you more, because if God could, there you go, if God can forgive you for all your sins, all your disappointments, all your iniquities, all the things you have done, but you can't want for your brother or your sister what you want for yourself. You can't do as God does, and you say you love God and you follow God and you submit to God until you able to crack that code. When you crack that code, God will bless you with life and friendships, good homes, and all walks of life. With that said, I appreciate y'all listening to your cousin P. If you have any questions for me, let me know. If what I said, you could take some of it, a little bit of it, share this podcast, and take it to heart and challenge yourself to be better than what you are yesterday. We trying to be great. We ain't just trying to be good. You get what I'm saying? It's time to be great, dear family. It's time to be great. We're trying to be better than what we were yesterday. So allow the hurt to come. Don't run from the hurt. Allow it to come, because the hurt is going to give you a gift of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Even when you going through the trial of your exams in school, it's so much pain, stress, but are you fighting through it, and it gives you the courage that you know you can when the next obstacle or challenge comes. This is what pain is. This is what life is. This conversation is right on time. All praise to God. Anybody have any questions? If not, I want you to share this podcast. It's going to be on YouTube tonight. You can share it on YouTube. You could share it to your page and message everybody in your on your page to get to this podcast. Podcast is 244. If you have any questions for me, write them, and I address them right now. If you appreciated the podcast, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Leave a comment below. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already at Cousin P. If you haven't already at Cousin P, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting me on my journey. And one of the people is, as you can see, Dee Dee. She's very inspirational. She helps me with everything. I'm always calling her, D, how you do this? How you do that? And she's grateful enough to me to help me and assist me with these podcasts, my YouTube channel, my Instagram channel, and everything. So I want to salute D. Also, I want to salute management. Sharita, she's always have some words of wisdom for me and put me in positions to win. She owns the rights to a Tupac movie that's coming out. And guess who your boy, I ain't gonna say nothing to what happened, but I'm grateful for the positions that I am. Y'all stay tuned, because I got a lot of more things. My son is coming. My son is fire. You know what I'm saying? After this album, I'm retired from rapping, unless I'm retired. I got other things I want to do. I'm investing in this trucking business, and I think it's a lot of money in this trucking business, but it's a lot of money that got to be spent. You know what I'm saying? Make your money make money is the objective. Your money have to make money. And so residual income is real. Start getting prepared to have multiple incomes because the prices is going up. America is falling. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, anytime something is going up, it's going to go at a peak and it's going to crash. And you have to have the wisdom to notice what's going on the planet, and you have to understand the times. I bought my house at like 530. It went up to about 800,000. It just skyrocketed to 1 point something million. You know what I'm saying? So you know that shit is climbing, but shit is gonna bust. You gotta be prepared, dear family. You got to know the times. Gas prices. When I was getting gas in my mobby in high school, I was paying 99 cents a gallon, 78 cents a gallon. It's $5.49 a gallon. The times. Understand the times in which we're living. Don't be start growing your own foods. Start doing a lot of things for self, dear family. Did you know that they couldn't even mandate these vaccines? Did you get the news on that as y'all watching Dr. Fauci, whatever his name is, in front of Congress? Go to your YouTube channel and look at the Congress drilling Dr. Fauci, whatever his name is, and the people. The government couldn't even call a mandate. All y'all had to do is walk off the jobs. Don't you know if you don't get paid, they don't get paid, everybody lose money? That's what they did in New York. They walked off all them damn jobs, and they, just like they did with Southwest. Southwest is the only company of their 90,000 employees said, we ain't taking no damn vaccine. They shut it down. They stopped the money. Don't you know the money, the white man's money, I mean, the white man's God is the dollar. But the unity is not there. You can't mandate something that's, go study. Go study. Go study, because you don't even know the ingredients you've been injected with. So be careful, eat healthy, because the mutation and was taught by Minister Louis Farrakhan and the scientists among us in the nation. Go to NOI.org. I'm going to put it here. I don't know if you can see that. NOI.org. Go to do not take the vaccine, and you're going to see all the policies of America and what they are to do to the black man, black woman, and poor white. It's been mandated since the 60s and the 70s, but they're going to give you the wisdom on what's going on. You don't have no idea what's going on there, family. If you took the vaccine, please fast. Please get into the gym. Please sweat like a dog. Please understand what it is, because if you allow, the fear was you lose your job. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, devil is going to try us with loss of home, loss of life, loss of job, loss of money. So he's going to try you with, if you don't get this vaccine, you're fired. That's not even a constitutional thing. That's why so many damn lawsuits going on that you have no idea about, because they control the media as well. So with that said, dear family, any questions? Any questions? I'm finna go. Any questions? If you have any questions for your cousin P, say something, write them. Write them. You only go write them right here. You can't write them inside my messenger because I can't see it. A lot of people write in my messenger when I'm on the podcast, and I'm unable to see what you said until I get off the podcast. But if you want to say something to me now, leave it. Thank you for tonight's message. I appreciate you, Miss Turner. I love it. Okay. I agree. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later, man. I'm finna handle my business, tending my children. May Allah bless us all. It's your cousin P. Stay tuned for the album 1112. 1112. Peace.